Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's session, we will review the key concepts we have covered through this course. We will go step by step, starting from the basic idea of economics and moving toward more advanced topics like firm behavior and market structures. Let's begin with the foundation of economics. Economics starts with the concept of scarcity. Resources such as time, money and energy are limited, while our wants are unlimited. Because of scarcity, people must make choices every time we choose one option and we give up another. This leads to the concept of opportunity cost, which is the value of the next best alternative we sacrifice. In modern society, we do not produce everything we consume. Instead, we specialize in certain tasks and trade with others. This specialization allows individuals and firms to focus on what they do best and increasing efficiency and overall productivity. Okay, let's look at how the economy works as a system. Markets allow individuals to specialize in a particular skill, earn income, and then trade that income for goods and services produced by others. There are two key markets. In the goods and service market, firms produce and sell products and households buy them. In the labor market, households supply labor and firms pay wages. These interactions create a circular flow of income and production that keeps the economy running. Now we move to one of the most important models in economics, the demand and supply model. This model helps us understand how prices and quantities are determined in the market. It allows us to analyze how different factors affect market outcomes. For example, it helps us identify how prices are determined, how external changes shape the demand or supply, and how these changes affect equilibrium. This model is also useful for understanding real-world issues such as inflation, shortages, and surpluses. All right, now let's review how to build the demand and supply curves. We begin by drawing a vertical axis for price and a horizontal axis for quantity. Next, we draw a downward sloping demand curve and an upward sloping supply curve. The point where these two curves intersect is the equilibrium, labeled as E0. At this point, the equilibrium price is P0 and the equilibrium quantity is Q0. This is the market outcome where quantity demanded equals quantity supplied. Now let's examine what causes the demand curve to shift. A shift in demand curves occurs when a factor other than price changes the quantity demanded at every price. Several factors can cause this. Income changes affect purchasing power. Tastes and preference can increase or decrease demand. Population changes can alter the number of buyers. Prices of related goods, such as substitutes or complements, also influence demand. Expectations about the future, such as expected price changes, can also shift demand. These factors move the entire demand curve to the right or left. Now let's look at supply. A shift in supply curves occurs when a factor other than price changes the quantity supplied at every price. Key factors include natural conditions such as weather or disasters, input prices such as wages or raw materials affect production costs. Technology can improve efficiency and increase supply. Government policies such as taxes and subsidies also influence supply. These changes shift the supply curve to right or left. Next, we explore the price elasticity. Elasticity measures how responsive quantity is to changes in price. Price elasticity of demand is defined as the percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in price. And price elasticity of supply is defined as you know, the percentage change in quantity supply divided by the percentage change in price. This elasticity helps us understand how sensitive consumers and producers are given price changes. So, how do we interpret this elasticity? If demand is inelastic, meaning elasticity is less than 1, quantity changes very little when price changes. This results in a steep demand curve. If demand is elastic, meaning elasticity is greater than 1, quantity changes significantly when price changes. This results in a flatter demand curve. Necessities such as housing or electricity tend to have inelastic demand. Luxury goods such as dining out or entertainment tend to have elastic demand. Elasticity also affects total revenue. When demand is inelastic, raising price increases revenue. When demand is elastic, decreasing price can increase revenue. Okay. As you know, over the past 3 weeks, the lectures discussed how firms behave in the market. We drew cost curves and found the profit maximizing point and its corresponding price, right? In firm's theory, a firm combines the inputs such as labor, capital, and lands to produce goods and services. Firms must make several key decisions. They decide what to produce, how much to produce, and what price to charge. Production is the process of transforming inputs into outputs using a production function. Inputs are classified as a fixed or variable depending on whether we can be changed in the short run. In the short run, some inputs are fixed, so output depends mainly on variable inputs like labor. Marginal product measures the additional output from one more worker. Marginal product follows the law of diminishing marginal productivity, meaning additional workers eventually produce less additional output. Costs are divided into fixed and variable costs. Total cost equals fixed cost plus variable cost. Average total cost is U-shaped. Average variable cost lies below average total cost. Marginal cost is upward sloping. These cost curves are essential for understanding firm decisions. In the long run, all inputs are variable. Firms can choose the most efficient combination of labor and capital, and they aim to maximize profit and minimize cost. Firms may substitute between labor and capital depending on input prices. The long-run average cost curve shows the lowest cost of producing each level of output. Economies of scale occur when increasing output lowers average cost. Constant returns to scale occur when output increases proportionally with an input. These economies of scale occur when expanding production increases average cost. Finally, let's summarize the four market structures. Perfect competition has many firms, identical products, and no pricing power. Firms are price takers, and in the long run, price equals average cost. Monopolistic competition has many firms with differentiated products. Firms have some pricing power, but entry drives profits to zero in the long run. Oligopoly has a small number of big firms with strong interdependence. Firms must consider rivals' reactions. Monopoly has one firm with no close substitutes and strong barriers to entry. The firm has full pricing power. Across all structures, firms use the rule. Marginal revenue equals marginal cost. However, the level of competition determines pricing, output, and long-run outcomes. Thank you for watching.